Hello and welcome back to the next episode. Now, last time we have finished the main mission, which is stabilize the empire. So now we are unleashed again on the world here, and we are going to go ham. So we are going to use our newfound power, which is only going to increase to finally do stuff. So first of all, we are going to revoke minimal obligations here. Why? Because we need more military. So this will increase our efficiency from taxing the nobility here. And we do have a lot of legitimacy to invest now from our mission that we just finished. So we are going to bounce back here from the loss from that privilege here. And we are going to cut down on privileges now in the next decades to come. What we are going to focus on is corruption now. Because the main things holding us back are provincial corruption, more or less. So the state corruption is there from everything, more or less, like laws and everything. So that's what we are going to target on. Nobility will be something we target by reducing their power eventually. And laws also needs to be addressed. In regards to laws, we do have, I think, two that we can do quickly. It's the living wages here. That's going to be useful. And we are going to... So this one will be the next one when the influence and nobility has run out. Then we are going to switch into the bureaucratic things here. This will reduce corruption from higher wages. So by paying higher wages. And I think we can also get... There was another one. This one here. To get my bureaucratic influence, which is also useful to eventually get out of the aristocratic faction here by going into the bureaucratic faction. You can also do this one here, but I'm not going to do this one because it's not worth right now to lose the administrative efficiency here, because we need that to core and annex stuff that we own. So from now on, we are going to take more stuff. So the integration of Mustra is almost done now. Ooh, Iberian wedding already. That's interesting. That's going to change the balance in the rest. Bulgaria still needs to be expanded before we integrate it. Theodoro, forgery of Constantine. Interesting. And we also need to expand Wallachia again. So let's see if we can get another province here. Yes, we can get Iolamita. So let's take it. So sadly, the Crimean remnant state here has allied with the Timurids. So we have to wait and see what comes out of this crisis here. But we can now shift our attention to the south here. And we have two options. We could either go after Cyprus here and try to vassalize them. I think that's something we want to do, because we can convert them here and then feed them stuff that we want to annex here, so that we don't need to core everything on our own here. Might be something to do. Ooh, our air is also great. They have really great stats and they have really great traits. So this is going to be super useful. Wait a second. Where do we want to start now? And how do we want to do it though? Because if we take these provinces right away, we are going to have culture problems. We want these provinces here because they are of our culture group. So if we go against Karaman, we are going to take these provinces first. However, they are not yet claims. So that's something we need to work on here first. Which means we need to check our mission tree. We want to do forward into Kikilia. Maybe not. Kikilia, Pamphylia, Caria. Yeah, that's something we want to get eventually. We do have claims here, yeah. So that's good. Sadly, these ones already have switched to Seljuk. I'm not sure, maybe they even start as Seljuk. Not 100% sure. Yeah, I think they started that. If not, then we lost some culture progress there already. I think the next step should be these ones here. Which means we have to take Karnik over here. And these bulk of provinces here. And then we get the claims into the center. However, this means that we have to go against Caraman already. Yeah, maybe we do a quick war. We take... maybe we just take this batch of provinces here. If we can. So, but we need to take Karnik as well. But Karnik is a vessel, right? Yes, it's a vessel by now. So how much is this here? 13,000 troops. That's not a lot. And Inajits here are also a vessel from the Karamanids by now. And Hamidids are allied to them. Yes. And Tickets are... okay, Tickets are on their own. So we are going to start here. Which means let's go here. And take them out. We could have done this earlier already. Yeah, we could have done this earlier. Okay, what do we need to do here to vassalize them? Maybe we can do this before. We can get a royal marriage as well here. So let's cancel this one. Before we go to war, let's try to get the vassalization through. Because then we could still grant it afterwards though. Oh, by the way, we need to make states now. Yes, we want all of that, but we can state it. So that we decrease autonomies and so on. Okay. We do not... we went overboard. Over capacity for a second. So let's do the alliance. Now that's not enough though for the vassalization yet, but we can do some more tricks here, which we should do. No, maintain for the moment. Actually, let's get started here. It's not important for this. So let's get started while we work on the integration here. So proclaim guarantee. And go for the fort. Light looting because there will be our realm shortly. 180 is already reached, which means we can already vassalize Cyprus here. And all the money that we are going to loot now is going to be saved up for the amenities 4 in Constantinople. We're going to save this one before anything else. We're not going to invest too much into our realm right now. We're going to start with that eventually, but only when we have stabilized a bit more and our power base has expanded further. So you... why did you go down? Oh, come on. Okay, transfer trade power. So here we go. And now we can get them. Rebel factions. Yeah, that's not surprising here. Oh, wait, we need to investigate our army, so. What we inherited there. So what's our force limit? We're a bit over, but I think that's fine. We are going to keep the navy. But all ships will go to Constantinople here for the moment. We really need cannons now. That would be a nice thing, right? So we are going to... we're going to annoy Cyprus here. Because we are going to force religion on them. So they will definitely not like this. But we don't care. We could do the next technologies here. I think we should. Like this. And yeah, Cyprus will get these provinces here, but then help us convert them. Or we help them convert them. So, now, next step. I'm not strong enough to fight Hungary yet, because they have 18,000 troops and 7,000 from Transylvania, which is okay. We can still get rid of Genoa if you want to. I would like to consider allying Poland, but we have the risk that Poland might get the union with Lithuania soon. I assume these ones are too far away. Or could we? Wait a second. Oh yeah, we could start working on Austria, because using Austria against Hungary would probably be very good. Sadly, we don't have a siege guy, so this will all take quite long, especially if you are on the wrong sea tile here. So the next war will be a big one against Karaman here, where we aim for everything we need. And I think I'm going to feed Karnik here into Trebizond, because we don't need to annex Trebizond right now, but we're going to royal marriage them. That should be useful. Yeah, next idea group, probably military. Not sure which one yet. I'm leaning towards something like logistics here, due to the haverage cost reduction and pathing reductions, because we need to get pathing here into Anatolia, and we need haverages here in the Greek bits, and we need to get started on everything, building up our infrastructure and so on. So that will take a while. Here we go. So that's this one done. Take everything we can. And then we are going to feed this to Cyprus here in this case. Just to... wait a second, Lykia is Romanoi. Do we want to keep it there? No. I'm going to give that to Cyprus. I think I like the idea that we feed the coastline to Cyprus and then annex them afterwards. So now, next step. Karaman. How do we do you? We can call in Genoa. I think I want to do this. Then we definitely go for the Imperial conquest here. I think I'm going to take... what do we have as claim? All of these by now. So we take like Hudavengi here or something like this. Is this a war goal? Yeah. And then we aim for these provinces here and the coastline. And Kankiri here. It's going to be a lot though. They will definitely go into a coalition against us. Mamluks are at only -5, so they are not a problem. Okay, this is going to get a bit ugly. Maybe not. Okay, let's take Huder here, Hudavengir. Call Genoa in. And then we wait until the army is in place. We start a spy network as well. Recall this one. And is there something we can do here to get Bulgaria, for example, in? Yes, let's placate them. Nice. Cyprus is still disloyal though, but that's fine. It's mostly because of the enforced religion. It will go down over time. Theodora is also almost loyal now, which at that point I'm going to annex it right away. It caught Crimea proper here. That's good. So let's get going here. So let's go. Imperial Reconquest. And yes, 50% prestige, 50% cost. That's exactly what we need here. So where do we start? I think we start in Hütterwenge itself. Sorry for pronunciations, I'm probably butchering that like crazy, but... Okay, and we do have 8,000 troops against us. Bulgaria, will you join me on my quest? Yes, you will join me. Okay, here's the moment we are going severe looting. Because even though we are interested in these provinces here, it's too long right now until they will be worth it. So we are not going to bother too much with that. We're going to take the war goal and then hunt armies. Yeah, the big question is how massive the peace deal is going to be. Because the coalition we are going to provoke is going to be nasty if we are not careful. But I'm willing to risk this. Let's make sure we are on the right track though. So if we take this mission, Anatolian frontier. Oh, wait a second. We can get... So this would get us claims into the Levant if we do this. And we get the core creation cost reduction here on the carrot and the provinces we give to Cyprus. For which we only need to take this, and I would add that one as well. So, what, they didn't join? Really? Okay, we are going to separate war them and annex them fully then. Loot, loot, loot. Ooh, what's that? 362? Nope, that's not a good option here. So now we are going to hunt armies next. So them breaking the alliance is actually now in our favor here. Because we will fully annex them. Okay, we are there. Some troops already died. Probably the Karnik one over there in the north. And now we hunt these ones down. Fight against Karamanids proper. That's the best general we have. Yes, we do. That's a good one though. Protected peasantry has run out again. Wow, really? Fine, we give them 100 ducats here. And now we are going to have a nice fight here. There we go, which they are going to lose. Bye-bye. Really good. How do we do this? Okay, let's see. We want... For Anatolian frontier, we would need... Kankiri. And all of this here. I think that's a good idea. Then we leave the inner parts alive for the moment. No, I want the Roman culture provinces. Okay, let's simulate this. So we take this and this. That's the minimum. That's already a big dislike from them. Mamluks wouldn't like this. If we go even harder, Timurids wouldn't like this. Okay, and this makes it complicated. Timurid is still alive. We don't want Timurid in an alliance against us. So what we need to do now with priority is actually go after the Hamids here. So we take Axe here. Wipe their army first. because we need to get them. We want to annex these provinces first so that we know where we are in the war department here. Okay, where are we going to trap you? We are going to trap you here. Funny. You're going to die. There we go. And now even Genoa has arrived to join the fun. So we are going to go here. If we are lucky, the Timurids will fall apart before, and then we can make, then we could try to go this hard against everybody. But we are going to loot everything we can anyway here now. Which means we are going for Karaman itself as well. We get our other general in play. Question is, how far are they? They're 57% in the culture conversion already, which I really don't like. And here... Oh, they took that, so that's why... This one... Yeah, maybe we only take these two. So we don't take these two. Yeah, that would not bring the Timurids into the game as of now. Okay, let's continue looting here. We are going to restore the grain dolder. And we can also clean up fortresses here. Like, this castle is completely unnecessary now. Also, Gallipoli we are going to keep. Yeah, these ones we are going to keep for the moment. This one as well. Nah, maybe we're not. Let's remove this one. How powerful are the Mamluks though? Oh, 23,000. Yeah, we have to be careful. We can antagonize them. I think that's okay. But we should still be somewhat careful. And what we might cause here. Ankara has fallen. Because taking stuff where we don't have a claim on is of course more expensive, so we have to be careful here. So maybe we should limit ourselves to what gets us done with the next mission. Okay, can we catch them here? Yes, we can. Wait a second, is that the... No, that's the siege guy we lost. So that's fine. Yeah, I think I want to take these two because they have our culture. The problem is I would really like to get something in here, like a vessel, to use as an... To remove the nationalism here. But that's not as simple, probably. We can give something to Cyprus, that will help. Maintain for the moment. We need to investigate Austria afterwards. We are too far. We can probably pull it off eventually. Not right now, but soonish. Yeah, how do we do this? We could also... And we can take this province here, because it's our culture already. But these ones are wrong culture already. So we could vassalize Hamidids here instead. But they would really don't like us. They really wouldn't like us. No, I think I'm going to annex these. I will take the nationalism here. Fine. It's a long time that we have to suffer through this, but I think it is as it is. Because then we have direct access to them. And control religion better. Maybe. Okay, loot. Now Karaman itself. Okay, Ashkenazi is gone. So, these ones are going to be the first. We are going to take everything we can here. Bye-bye. There we go. And now we are already in peace deal territory. This wouldn't still... That would still not get the Timurids in. If you take these two, they would be in. Okay, so this is a deal I would consider be good. So this would annoy the Mamluks, of course. But only the Mamluks. And I assume they still have the... Oh no, the divisions are currently loyal, so that's a problem. I would still risk it though. Do we take money though? Because that would drive the truce timer up. How long would it be? Truce is until 13. So 10 years. I think that's fine. So 10 years of truce. We could also skip this one. Nah, that wouldn't make really a difference here. So let's keep this one as well. These are all the provinces with our culture, right? These three, oh, that's already 3 there. Okay, but we don't need to do this now. So let's do it. If we do the war reps on top, we got 1 more year of truce. Okay, so, but, let's loot a bit more. I want more money. Like looting money. Even though these are our provinces, I still want this. Because everything is in favor of our... What's that? What did we just finish? Owned? Do they just need to be occupied? Owned by... Oh, it's true. What? Pamphylia? Sicilia and Caria. This must be a bug. One of the following. Oh, okay, one of the following. Okay, that makes it cheaper though. Oh, great. Oh, well, no, not really though, but... Not really though. Doesn't give claims on the stuff we are going to... Because we already have claims, so... Yep. So we just take this stuff here now. Yeah, we are going to make this peace deal here. Do we want to loot Karaman itself? Maybe we want to. But we are taking Karaman, the city. No, let's keep it like this. Before we deal too much damage here. And get out of this. Bam. And now we go to Rome again. Form up our navy and army, and we are going to grant stuff. Yeah, the culture here, Sicilian, is was never in our group. That's sad though. However, yeah, I'm going to Cyprus here. You're going to get Kikilia, definitely. Takes a burden from my hand. Now, and these one are all wrong culture, so you get them as well. Cyprus. So this one. And this one. Yep. We're going to core these ones here. But we are going to provide Trebizond with Paphlagonia. Whatever that is pronounced. There we go. So and the rest we are going to core. Beforehand, we are going to take the missions though. So this one and this one. We're also going to expand the theme, our theme. There we go. And now we're going to... This costs us barely anything here. Nice. We're going to keep the fortifications here. I think I'm going to remove this one now. So. We're going to annex Cyprus as soon as we can. And we have become a great power. Nice. Really good. And now we can stop this by network. We got all the core claims here now. Really good. And now the question is, where do we shift our attention to now? We have 11 years of truce here. We are 2/3 away to the next amenities level. We can check this again. Yep, 1,800, so 600 to go. And then we can continue building up our city here nicely. We have lost our rivalry, so we are going to pick the Mamluks here, definitely. And then Castile, fine. Interesting, so they got the marriage with Aragon already, and they also have Sicily. That's a problem. Because that means we have to go to war with Spain. And maybe that's not a problem. Maybe I'm making it more a problem than it really is. Yeah, Mamluks have announced us as a new rival. And we do need a new alliance partner now. So can we get Austria here? We're at least close to it. But they don't want a relation here. And a royal marriage. We could guarantee them to open the door, maybe? Oh, what's going on here? Oh, Quirum lost the alliance with the Timurids again, so that's why they are getting jumped on again. Hungary. You are allied with Circassia? Really? No way, that's the worst combi for us here. Can we vassalize Circassia? No. Because of the stupid subject. Could they please integrate that one? But they are no longer a rival here. So we could go back into getting favors from Hungary here to get our provinces back. It's a slow process, of course, but it saves us aggressive expansion here. That's a considerable amount in the end. So here we go. Or could we get an alliance with Hungary going? Even though that would be very counterproductive because we have too many interests here. But we could consider going after Naples next. So that would be Kefalonia and Corfu in the first instance here. And France has 25,000 troops, but that's a lot. We can have cannons now. Nice. Yeah, this is... This has problems. This produces problems, rather. We could... I mean, if we go for Naples, we could sneak into Sicily and then into Tunis. That would be possible. Let's check our missions. We are here. Suppress Serbia would need a war against Hungary. However, Italian foothold is there. That would get us the core creation cost reduction in these areas. That's good. Ideally, though, I would like to have a vessel. How about Ragusa here? Because then we can feed them here. The Italian ones, so we can get the culture conversion kickstarted and do not have 50 years to wait. We just need to get like the ones we can reach faster into culture conversion to spread Roman life faster. So we don't need to take everything into vassals, but at least the ones which are critical. That's why I gave the coastal provinces to Cyprus, because if we annex a vassal, this will remove the nationalism and therefore kickstart the culture conversion. And that's the thing. So we have Romanoi here, so they can immediately spread it here. And the same here. So we want these coastal provinces all without nationalism as fast as possible, so that we can, for example, immediately spread into Sinai here. And that's something we might want to get started on. So we do have claims now. But the army we have to fight would be massive, of course. But ideally we can attack Damascus. For which we would need them to be disloyal. That's a problem. I don't know if there's anything we can do to make Damascus disloyal so that we can attack them without Mamluks protecting them. Because that's 130,000 troops. We are still far away from this. Even though we went up to 12,000 force limit, which is good. That's still a big chunk away from what we need to be, where we need to be. Okay, now next step. I think we can do a show of devotion here. And I think the next step to do is start reforming commerce here. Although we wanted to do the bureaucratic reforms first. But we are on guided exchange, so that's really terrible. So reforming commerce would bring us very far. I think we would also be ready to go to chair 1 here. Right. Come on, that's here. So bureaucratic influence would be enough to get us to chair 1 already. That's also a good thing to do, because that would stabilize our cities more. This would only be for commerce. We just got a 4th merchant. Nice. And now we can go back into the Levantine Sea here to use that as well. Bulgaria gets a marriage. Yes, you do. And we are barely getting any favors from Hungary there. But that's fine. Yeah, I'm going to skip a bit forward because I need to think about how we are going to do now. What we are going to do now and how. Okay, here we are again. I have waited a little bit and I couldn't make a decision. But what has expired is the influence on the aristocrats, and now we can decide what to do. So we could, for example, do this reform here. So we could go into Metropolitan influence here, and can we also go down to... Yeah, we could do these 2 reforms in one go. I think I want to do this. So we promote the Metropolitans here. Then we have enough for this one. Do we also have enough for this one? Yeah, we do. So let's do this. It's a big reform hit. But that's going to stabilize our cities massively. So we're also going to add this one to the mix. And we are going to actually get loyalties from this. So even the nobility will like this, because less money is going to me as a state. Of course, we lose 3 stability, which is a lot. But this will change many things here. So let's do this. There we go. Yep, I think that's worth it. That's more than worth it. So what do we have here? 89%, 93%, really good. In Commerce 4 is a very big difference now. Because the commerce production goes up. Let's investigate further here. So we were at minus 50% commerce production. Now we're at minus 35%. Yeah, and we want to up that as much as possible now. So the big question though is, do we want to increase commerce further first? Or do we maybe want to first continue upgrading taxation? Because we could also go to direct and indirect taxation 3. And I think it would even be possible to go to taxation, tax farming 3. Let's check it out. So tax collection. Yeah, we could even go to tax services level 3 if we up state reach a little bit. That would also be massive. But I think what I'm going to do now, and it's a little bit of change of plan. I'm not going to get the last 3 provinces of Bulgaria into the realm. That's not worth it right now, the rate. So we are going to annex Bulgaria here to increase our size. I mean, we could check, so we would get... they don't like us enough for this. Yeah, it's unlikely that we can get this done. Yeah, some rebellions, we have to expect them multiple times now in the future. Nothing to worry about though. We're also going to... maybe we are not going to annex Trebizond yet. Because we could feed them stuff here. But I think we lose the claims, right? If we transfer them stuff. Yeah, but still. That's a big question, because these ones would then be without... But we could also create Erzim Khan back from the dead. I think that's a better idea. We are going to recreate Erzim Khan here. And use them as a vassal. So we're going to take everything and then create them from there. And then we have one vassal in the center, which allows us to annex these guys as well. So Trebizond, your time is up. Getting all of these done, then we can also... nice. Then we can also get Theodoro afterwards, most likely. Wait a second. How long? That's with 50%. 50. It should be comparable to one of my provinces, like this one here. Like this one here. That will finish in 1408, so in 3 years. This will finish in 1409. Okay, so that's not a problem. Okay. Mamluks have made a spy network in our realm. There's one more thing we can do now. I mean, I don't think we are going to get enough favors. I know Hungary doesn't work anyway. I will check this. So, oh, Czechoslovakia also needs 50 opinion, but we can work on that instead. So, you, because we can return that one province from Czechoslovakia to Trebizond here, Matracha. Meanwhile, we are going to sell all state property that we can sell so that we get enough for the amenities here. And 50 opinion. You almost reached that now. Allied to rival. Yeah, I know. And there we go. So how much do we need? 3 favors. Yeah, that's easy to do. So let's improve relations further. To speed that up, we get 0.11 per month. So in 2 years we have enough. And we can make the first course here. Proper course here. Yeah, the Romanoid cultures provinces like double the speed compared to non-accepted cultures here, as expected. I mean, I'm still torn on the military ideas here, because doing something religious would also be nice. We could also go into humanist here. That would make a big difference. Years of separatism -10 is massive. So we do currently have 25 years of separatism. And we only lose 0.33 per year. So we would lose... It would cut it by 30 years. That's a lot. Yeah, I love a good story. Yeah, that would be really a lot if we do this. It would also reduce a lot of unrest from that. And what else do we get? Unrest reduction, base welfare is nice because we are on volunteers. Promoted cultures, we don't really care. Tolerance of heathen is quite nice. Tolerance of heretics is also good because we go into Catholics. Dip rep is nice. Increased tolerance doesn't really matter. And a bit of religious unity. It's all pretty good. Is that the moment where we pick humanists? Wouldn't that be nice, right? I mean, we can still drop it later again if we really want to. Because we do have the points anyway. But we also have military points, so it's the question of what do we prefer. I mean, in the regards to stabilizing our realm and our expansion that's going to come, nationalism reduction is definitely a good thing. Because we are going to have that a lot. And we also are going to have a lot of wrong religions. Of course, the intolerance increases conversion speed. So that would decrease conversion speed quite significantly. Which is a thing, a problem, actually. It would definitely be a bit weird if we are on intolerance or we are not even on intolerance. We could switch to. Yeah, It would counteract the policy, which is not bad. But do we really want to do one full idea group just to get -10 years separatism? It's reducing the nationalism from 80 years to tick down, or 90 years to 60 or 50, something like this. So it's a lot. And I think common literacy will get us another +5. So that's also a problem for us. I really don't like this. It's a hard choice. On the other hand, if we want to modernize our state, we would need to go into a militariat here. Yeah. The other idea would be to just take empire ideas here. Also, that would buff everything we do. Even reduce corruption further, which is also nice to have. But now we can do amenities 4. Nice. Okay, yeah, it's a very tough question here. Really tough. But we're going to build up our force limit further. And we are going to revoke... I think I want to do this right now, though. The next noble service here costs us 40 loyalty, which is of course a lot, but we were at 90. And we can... Now we will have options what to do here eventually. Want to... How much can we take as a loan? Let's wait a bit and then we do grand celebrations here to get a little bit of loyalty back. So let's take this. And then, yeah, we can do it this month already. Yep. Just to push our nobles up a bit further. Okay, let's speed forward a bit until our annexations are done, and then we can see our new force limits when everything has settled down. Okay, important things are happening. The Timor has disappeared. And with that, there is an opening on the Georgian side, which we can maybe exploit. So I'm not sure if we can do it. So they are vassals, so we cannot... Now we cannot guarantee them either. That's a problem. We're going to improve relations here, though. Yeah, Timor would protect them still. Maybe let's see what exactly happens. Maybe they can cancel this. Or they will cancel it. Let's see. So there's definitely a thing that can happen. Okay, we got the first annexation done. Yeah, and this one is also done. So the nationalism is gone here. Nice. Of course, it's still a wrong religion and everything, but fine. I think we should remove these 3 here. And we can state up here. We also need to drop Genoa now, but we need a replacement first. And also we can now do... We can see what we can do here. We can... Oh, we have to repay loans first. Okay, then in this case, let's do other ways to increase. Yep. I want to vassalize what you say for Italy. We need more money. There we go. That's Bulgaria done. Okay, and we get another, I think... Let's first of all collect all ships here. They're going to disband this army there. Yeah, and now it's going to get expensive. Okay, and the question is how much of these ships we actually need, because I think we have way too many. So here we go. Yeah, we have We don't need 9 transport ships, in my opinion. We only... Let's keep 6 here. The others go here. Can we sell Genoa some transport ships, maybe? Do they want that? Yeah, for nothing. Okay. Better than nothing, I guess. Okay, we should activate this fort though. Okay. There we go. And that's a massive expansion of our realm here. Now we are going to wait for the yearly tick here. First of all, we have to defeat some rebels there. Yeah, it's going to cost us. Where are we over force limit? Army. Why is army so so expensive? I don't know. Oh, I guess we have to... Okay, let's disband 1 unit so that we at least have this. So that cost reduction is significant. Okay, and now these fear... 5, not 4, not fear. Fear is German. Can we use them somewhere? I don't think that we have a use for these trade ships yet. So, Genoa again. How about... No, you don't want them? My vessel, maybe? You don't have force limit, right? Yeah. Crimea? No. Maybe Cyprus wants to buy my ships. Yes! Here we go. 50 ducats. I take it. Perfect. And now we have to wait what the stabilization here will bring. And the new taxation when everything is applied. It will take up to 2 years though. Theodora is now nice as well, which means you will disappear as well. And all my vessels are now going to get integrated here. At least the ones which we have for a while already. Okay, Ragusa. I still want you. I need 10 more opinion. Can we send you a gift? Not possible to send gifts due to... Yeah, okay, because we have it. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so we have to wait a bit. Yeah, Genoa, I think we need to drop you now. And Austria, are you willing? Yes, you are. Yeah, we can give them meritocracy for the moment. Okay, and now we get closer to an alliance now. Yep. That's good. There we go, that was Theodore. Make these 2 disappear. And... we don't need to state these 2. Okay. Can we sell these 2 ships to Genoa now? Yes, 30 ducats. Nice. And I think we keep both forts here, but I'm going to mothball this one for the moment. Perfect, and now there will be 2 rebellions here, eventually. Yeah, I'm really curious what the new year will bring. This was a massive expansion of the realm there. We now have 500 development, so that's really good. And we are really modern already. At least in terms of taxation. Okay, Cyprus, you get something as well. Okay, and... Georgia. We cannot vassalize you like this. No, we can't. That's fine. So we can just Did you get provinces? Still allied to Hungary, which is a problem. Yeah, I think I'm going to prepare. Is a union partner of France? What? Seriously? Okay, we have to wait until the next time the 100 Years War is going to start. Now we're still going to extend the privileges of the trade posts here until our commerce is reformed. We have to wait this long, sadly, though. Okay. That's an easy one. Over here. How long is our reform take? 1450, so also 6 years. Until then, at that point, when we also go after the remains of Karaman here. Hamid will also rebel in a second. Which means we are going to go here. Are we going to provoke them? I think we want to, because it's... Then we have peace for a while. And now our empire gets recalculated with all the new provinces. Of course they are mostly unruly though, because they are relatively far away or they have low state reach and so on, but still. Let's see where we end up with, what we end up with. I hope it's a positive balance, because if it's negative we have a problem. Okay. So, is that a good general? Yes, it's a good general. Provoke rebellion. Of course, it's in here. It was clear. So let's go after it. Perfect. Now that one is resolved as well. Now the good thing is, if we consider to go after Naples now, we do have a navy that probably nobody of them can defeat. I would assume that we have the biggest navy here already. No, only Genoa has... Oh. Oh, England, Mamluk. Okay, multiple people have more than us, we do. But we have the most galleys currently. Which is the big deal here. France only has 15,000 troops there. Ideally, they end up in a war soon. And then we can exploit this. Oh yes, we have income again. Nice. It's not a lot, but it's income. And of course, we are over capacity again. Yeah, we are quite a bit over capacity. Aich. Yeah, this didn't get adjusted yet. Ay, ay, ay. That's going to get expensive. Yep. Yeah, we are going to just sell stuff though. Autonomies will adjust itself a little bit, but mostly the religious autonomy modifiers are going to be a pain. And actually, we do definitely need evangelical ideas eventually. Everything for my beloved. There we are going to replace it with this one. Yeah, this is going to be really complicated though. We definitely need evangelical ideas to get this conversion remotely going. Humanistic would solve some stuff of this. I don't know what to do here. May not be... On the bright side, we could just do the following. I think we don't need the Centralization Act anymore. No, we don't. So we can cancel Centralization of the State, and we instead now jump into enforce religious law. That's going to speed up everything significantly. But also makes everything with the minorities even worse. But for that reason, we converted most of our core already to 90% to avoid these problems. Ooh, he's just really nice. How to continue now? I don't know. So many avenues we can take, and none of them sound great. Because all of them are really big wars. If we go against the Mamluks, which is probably the hardest path, yeah, we have to fight a massive war against 22,000 Mamluks, which we cannot take right now. But our force limit should have gone up by now. Yeah, we had 18 already. September, October, November, December. Yeah, should be fine. And do we go after Hungary now? It's only 20,000 from Hungary. Oh, Czechoslovakia 26,000. Yeah, I forgot about that. For a moment, I forgot about that. Lithuania is not really big, but there's not much to get. We can loot Lithuania, but that's not really what we are after. I mean, I would like to vassalize Qrim here. That would be a thing. So we could go... We have at least one goal for Bessarabia. Could get 2 vessels out of this, but that's not really in the direction of Rome. If I call Genoa into this one, that would end bloody, I think. So instead, let's work on the alliance with Austria, because I think that's the key thing we need to get. We're still waiting for the reform modifier to expire. Yep. So let's build the army up here. And wait like 1-2 years until the taxation has settled in. And maybe we get lucky that something happens in France. And then we jump on... Why are they allied with Venice now? But we could call Venice as a... If we can get an alliance with Austria, we might be able to promise them something. That would be a good thing, right? Distance between borders. Oh, wait a second. We still wanted to do this one here. So... we can influence them. It's a lot of money there. But now we can vassalize them. So that's a thing. Okay, come on, come on. By the way, I'm only selling to the nobles because I have the highest loyalty here. I'm going to eventually start selling to the burghers or to the clergy here or to the commoners as soon as I can afford it. But right now I just care about getting as much money as possible. So... I mean, Austria would be a big boon. And if we can feed some stuff to Austria, that would be a good idea as well. Because we can use Austria against Hungary, but also against Naples, France here. Ooh, nice. Recently conquest is disappearing. So let's get this one done. Okay. France is down to 17,000 though. And we are at 17k. But I think we can get ahead in regards to tech again. So we can... Now wait a second, we are still waiting for the reform modifier to disappear. That's 4 years. So let's get military at least. Ooh, we get a full upgrade here. That would be worth it for a war against the West. Choices. So many choices here. We still need to do the trade ideas, which will require a lot of stuff, but the core integrations are now done. So we can save up points. And we could also do administrative ideas, which would just decrease the cost of our administration by a lot, like 0.25. Corruption is massive. Then travel time is super, and then admin efficiency is massive as well again. Evangelical, we're going to need this eventually. But I think we still do logistics just much better. Aquitaine is getting out of the Peasants' War. I think we can start making a spy network here. Is the autonomy going down here? No, it's not. What's the religious setup here? Do we really get this much autonomy from... Ugh. Okay, they are all disloyal here, as we can see. The loyalties of the estates are terrible here. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, they will need time to adjust. That's a problem. Oh, we can do promote again. So let's do this. That will help us. And you can also do yield concessions here. I'm not going to do the disown an unpopular relative here. Instead, I'm going to do the royal marriage again. So this will be... Now this is going to change stuff again. Yeah, 84 on average. So that now they're at 60% here, so that's a big difference suddenly. Okay, Georgia wants an alliance. Do we want to do at least that? Economic score 77. I assume ours will increase faster than theirs, so why not, I guess? And having another alliance partner wouldn't hurt. Also marriages here. And they are only a tributary state now, so no longer a close tributary. So the Timurids are falling apart further. So this is... Yeah, we're getting closer though. I think that's doable. I mean, we're going to annex Karamids anyway next. Yeah, this is tough. I think we have to risk France. But we have to do it without Genoa. We can negotiate an alliance with Austria now. Great, a new run, there we go. Perfect. Because they have decent amounts of troops. Yeah, 20,000 troops. We could use that against Hungary, but we could also use that against... Yeah, can promise them stuff. The problem is Czechoslovakia here. So that's why I don't want to fight them right now. I don't know if there's a way that we can break this alliance. Break alliance Hungary. Casus Belli, trust towards Hungary. I mean, we could start working on favors here to get to 50, and then maybe we can force can break them this way. You could also make an alliance with them. And that way get favors and then break it for them. We need one more relation slot for the vessel we are going to create in the inner bits of Anatolia. But also, I think I can annex Cyprus soon again. Because we are going to make a new vessel down here when the time is ripe. Money is a problem there. How is Constantinople doing? We are... Oh, they are making a garrison on their own. So we have a massive demand of resources currently. City is growing a bit. Less than I would like to, but fine. And M&T is under construction, that's nice. We do have... Why do we have efficient integration here? It's a major center of trade though, so that's all good. Genoa has a massive part of the income here though, but we are going to evict them relatively soonish. So at some point we are going to get rid of the trade republics here, and that will be the end of it. Yeah, so, Do you have claims we can use? No. Naples even took Ancona. Why does France suddenly have 38,000? I don't get it. Why? He had 19,000? What? Can I not read? Why does it say 38,000 here and 19,000 here? What's going on here? And this one says they have 19,000. That's a weird bug, I would say. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a cut here because we have to wait and decide on the target. So feel free to like and subscribe and maybe leave a comment to what we should do. And well, here we're going to stop. Next time Anatolia is on the chopping block and either Naples or Hungary. Yeah, I think that's either... We are going west, but not sure where. I think it will be Naples though. So, see you next time.